Hello, hello, hello. This is once again your girl, Dr. Rhonda M. Lawson. I am the co-host of Black Authors Matter TV, the host of the Horizons Author Lounge, owner of Meet the World Image Solutions, and 25-time published author. I know all that, huh? So we are going to be talking with April Ryan. I've got to say that it is a true honor to sit here with you. Don't look at me like that, but when she looked at me when I'm about to tell you this story about April, and she probably doesn't remember. So we both live in the DC area. Oh, okay. What's me? And I went to an event at the National Harbor last year, and there was a lady there selling some really nice candles.
Oh my Lord.
And I love a good candle. So I'm sniffing the candles. I did, and I'm like, I think I'm gonna get some of these candles. And so I'm talking to her because, as everybody knows, if you know me, I'm that person who supports small business owners, and I'm always telling small business owners that they should have a book. So I walked up to this young lady who's selling the candles, and I said, "Have you ever written a book?" She said, "Well, yeah, I've written like 5 of them." I said, "You wrote 5 books? I didn't know you." And she was like, "Okay, maybe so. We might be able to make it happen." And so then I said, "Let me go ahead and get my candle." So I walk up to the table to get my candle, and there's like this little poster on the table saying April Ryan. I said, and I was like, "Yeah, last I checked." I said, I walked back. I said, "Why you didn't tell me you were April Ryan?" She said, "What was I supposed to say?" I'm about to interview you at the National Black Book Festival in another month or two. But unfortunately,
I got COVID.
yes, she wasn't able to make it last year. So today, I am fortunate enough to make that interview happen, and I was trying to hustle up at the National Harbor. So, first of all, welcome. Welcome to the National Black Book Festival. It's, like I said, it's an honor to have you here.
It's an honor to be here. Last year, I was so upset. I got COVID, and it was the worst thing. And I wanted to be here, but look, we made it this year.
Yes.
And yes, Eric LaSalle was talking about owning your own. I'm a firm believer in that. My husband and I do have a candle company. He's out somewhere in Maryland by himself today because I'm here. He's selling our candles. And I believe in that. We can do everything. We are overcomers. We make a way when there's no way. Think about chitlins, right?
Yeah.
Just think about chitlins. When other communities are upset when they only have a can of beans, we know how to make every kind of dish out of a can of beans. They're ready to go and commit Harry Carey. And we're like, we got it, baby. That's who we are. That's what we do. We are resilient. We are bold. We are overcomers. And we are the kings and queens that other people think they are.
You better speak. Yes. And one thing you may not also remember, we actually crossed paths back in, I believe, 2017 when the National Association of Black Journalists was in New Orleans.
Yeah.
And you were honored at that event.
I was Journalist of the Year in 2017. And it's still an honor that I carry, along with the many, but that for your own community to recognize you for the work that you do, to inform America, particularly us, especially in a time when they don't want to talk about us until there's a crescendo moment, when there is a Katrina, when there is Eric Garner or George Floyd. We've been talking about the water ain't been safe to drink before there was Flint. The water's still not safe to drink.
Yeah. It's just not in the news anymore. So
It's not in the news, but when you listen to people like me or Roland Martin, we still tell you what's going on, but others walk away from it and are co-opted to believe what's happening at the new look of 1600 Pennsylvania.
Absolutely. And this is why representation matters. I mean, it is not a small thing that you are the longest running in history African American correspondent on the White House press corps. It's not an accident, and it's not something that we should overlook Because if you weren't there asking the questions that you're asking, our stories don't get told.
Yeah, that's true. And the problem is there are more of us now, but the voices are being silent or silenced or we're not being called on. But it's important that our stories are out there. It's important that our issues are out there. It's important that if it's not me now in the second term, it's others that try to throw it at that press secretary who says your mama or at the president who is tearing up the White House. It's important. We matter. We are communities still with the highest numbers of negatives in almost every category. And one of the things here, I know I'm in H-Town, but H-Town is in Texas.
Yeah.
And Texas is on our mind. This redistricting issue is harsh. It's brutal. Because at the end of the day, in the next, by January, February, we may have a shift in who represents us. And that's no joke. There is a situation that's happening in the Supreme Court right now, Louisiana versus Calais. It's a decision on this second Black district in Louisiana that could upturn the apple cart across the nation. But redistricting started, this whole latest issue started here. This is Texas, yeah. So it's important that we are aware, but it's also important that we read books by Eric LaSalle and April Ryan that give you information, give you mindless information, something mindless to take your mind off the pain, like he has in thrillers, but also like me, who tells you the truth, and but also inspires you to understand there is greater later and who we have been and who we are. We Queens, we are overcomers, and we are winners no matter what the narrative is that they tell us. One of the narratives is that Stacey Abrams is a loser. Stacey Abrams is as much a winner as I've ever seen. Stacey Abrams turned that blood red state blue. And let me tell you something. Don't believe their narrative. The reason why the fight is so hard right now, the reason why we're going through this now, because we won so much. We're too powerful. You have power. I still believe in that we the people. In order to form a more perfect union, we're still forming it. We're going through growing pains, but trust me, the power that you wield, you don't understand. They are afraid, and that's why there's such a harsh reaction to us now.
You better speak. So, as you're speaking, your book is basically a love letter to Black women. And I saw myself as I was reading that book. I saw the women in my family and the Black women who I work with on a daily basis. And I'm wondering, who did you see as you were writing this book?
I saw you. I saw every one of us. I saw my big mother. I saw the strength in every big mama, every little mama. I saw us as a community. I'm in every space. I hide and I go into little cooks and crannies. Like you said the other day, you said when you saw me a couple of years ago selling candy, you said, you look familiar. You look like April Ryan. Or some people say that. You look like April Ryan. I say, I hear that all the time. I don't let you know it's me in the street because I want to hear and see and feel who we are. Because I want you to be you. So I can take it in. And then when I go to write, but what I see is what I write. The boldness of who we are.
Yes.
The nakedness, like Eric LaSalle said, he left something with me. The boldness and the nakedness of us. I come from a family of a bunch of strong women. Woo. My grandmother, my late grandmother, this is on my mama's side, in North Carolina, had 14 children. And 9 of them were women. So you know there was a lot going on there. But my family comprises of teachers, lawyers, doctors, congressmen, people in entertainment, to a reporter, to people who've been in jail. My family is bold, we vote, we go to Martha's Vineyard, we go cruising, and we may go to Jamaica or somewhere, or maybe not a vacation. I have a family that does, and when I see America, I see them. And then I go out and see people in the community, in the churches, in the schoolhouses. I am every person. Iyanla Vanzant said, I am my brother's keeper, no, I am my brother. I am my sister's keeper, no, I'm my sister. Everything you experience, I experience too.
Yeah.
Only difference is you know my name and my face.
That's right. And I love the fact that you say that, is that, yeah, some people may say that you might have it easier because you're able-run. But when you share your story, it's like Eric and I were just saying, when you share your story and you show your transparency, it shows people that we're not that different. You might have a different platform, but we have similar struggles.
So yeah, we have similar struggles. Let me tell you, how many of you have been hit by this government shutdown? All right, and I wanna stop for a moment too. This is no joke. If you see the hands, I want y'all to raise your hands again. Those of you who've been hit. I will keep them up. If you know of jobs, I want you to make sure, or situations, I want you to touch these people because that's what our community is about. Okay? I don't like being in these spaces and talking about this and not helping my sister or my brother who's in need. So I want you all to remember each face here. That's what that book is about. My book about women, we will save the world. This is saving one another. And we got to do that because if we don't save another, who's going to save me when it comes time? We got to save one another because they're not thinking about us. But getting back to the situation, yeah. I'm dealing with it too to a certain extent. You know, before it was coming, I had to change jobs. And I still have a job. But I am working for the first time in my life without insurance. 58 years old. I used to be on my mother's insurance. Then I went to my own insurance. I've got kids. I don't have insurance in the job that I work, but I'm married to a man who was retired military. So I'm on his insurance and my kids are on his insurance. But who knows what happens? So I understand when you say I live in a different purse. No, I'm along with all of you. I feel you, I hear you, and I want to make sure that how many of you can offer, how many of you are in need of a job because it's shut down first? Are you? All right. How many of you can offer jobs? How many of you or know of HR, your company is looking for jobs, you're looking for people? You don't know? We're gonna figure something out before this is over. But what I'm saying is I am not immune from what America is feeling. Just because you see me here does not mean that I'm trying to figure out, okay, baby, if something changes on your job, let's figure it out. Yeah. That's real. Yeah. That's real. Let me tell you something. I come from the old adage, never let them see you sweat when you're going down. You always look good when you're going down. You will never know how down. The wig may not be as cute, but my friend Brian Courtney Wilson is here, and his lovely wife. Well, they're my cousin. I call them my cousins. A couple years ago, we were walking. I think it was after we all go to the beach during the summer. And I said, I'm losing my job. He said, well, you don't act like it. And I'm like, what am I supposed to act like? Yeah. I'm like, what am I supposed to act like? You just got to keep it going. Black women will save the world in anthem. We figure it out. When there's no figure, you have to come together, network, and all of that. And it hurts like heck in the process. But I knew it was coming. And I said, oh, well, I'm going to work it out. Because if I don't work it out, there are too many people behind me in my umbrella that will fall.
Now, speaking of people coming behind you, I know a lot of people in journalism, they look up to you because you were the first. And
Not Go ahead.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe not the first, but you've seen history. I'm talking like the White House press tour. Yeah. So, but they look up to you, and like I say, you received that honor back in 2017. People still know who April Ryan is. April Ryan means a lot when it comes to journalism, especially Black journalism. Um, do you reach how often do you get to reach back and just kind of mentor up and coming journalists?
I do it quite a bit. I have a bunch of kids that reach out to me, I call them, and I talk to them. Through the White House Correspondents Association, they reach out to me. And actually, what you don't know, every weekend, I'm on a plane from DC to LA, teaching a course on Mondays at USC, University of California, on the intersection of independent journalism and mainstream journalism. Catch a red-eye bag on Monday night to Baltimore, sleeping. Stacey texting me, and I'm half in bed, sleep. I'm like, okay, I'm almost up. And I go to work. I still work. And I'm talking to young kids constantly, Black, white, Jew, Gentile, Protestant, and Catholic. But I want them, I'm teaching in HBCUs, and I'm also teaching in the PWIs because they need to see us.